Competitive bodybuilding is a sport that takes extreme dedication. We are going to take you through the lives of these athletes and intense workouts, dietary struggles, and lifestyle commitment. Experience the challenges they face with their family, coaches, and work. This is Angles Health and Fitness TV.
This week on Angles Health and Fitness TV, you will meet two more competitors from the Arizona Open, Melissa Walker and Eddie Loper.
I know Wild World of Sports when I was a kid. Bodybuilding was on there. I know it was kind of exciting to see Frank Zane, those kinds of people. They had the Mr. America on there. They had the Olympia on there. And then in the early 90s, it was completely taken away. And quite frankly, it's because of steroids. I mean, who wants to see a bunch of bloated bodies out there that are full of steroids? I mean, it kind of ruined the sport a little bit. We don't have that anymore. There's so many supplements out there. There's so many training ideas. The number one powerful drug of all, food, that we don't need that anymore, like I talked about. So it is going to get more mainstream. People are going to accept it more in all these different divisions. I think it's going to be huge.
My name is Melissa Walker. I'm 39 years old and just competed in the Mesa, Arizona Open. I was very into just triathlons, doing sprint triathlons for the last couple years. So that was kind of my athletic goals that I was working towards, and had a neck and back injury from a car accident, which kind of transitioned me into working out with weights, which really didn't hurt my body the way swimming and bicycle riding did. So I had a friend talk me into training with Joe. I think Joe was pretty excited when I first came to him. I was very lean and didn't weigh that much just from all the cardio that I was doing with swimming and biking and running.
There you go. Follow. Next, come on, group one, let's go.
So when I got to him, he said, I am going to be the first girl that is going to eat her way to the competition. So over the course of the past 10 weeks, I've put on about 11 pounds, muscle, as well as just kind of filling out in the places that I need to. I think that's one challenging aspect about being an athlete and being a woman, is putting on weight when you're kind of not expecting to. But I think overall, looking at my before and after pictures, I definitely like the looks of how healthy I look now versus how thin I was. One thing I realized and learned is that stage presence means so much when you're out there competing, and what you look like, how you present yourself, different angles that can make your body and physique look better, and what the judges are looking for. So I think posing practice definitely had an impact on how you carry yourself, and parlaying that over into when you're on stage. I think the biggest challenge with that is you take all this experience and all this learning from the last 7 weeks of posing practice, and you get out on stage. And since it was my first time, I think I was kind of dealing with some nerves out on stage. So I was a little shaky the first show at the Terminator, but got a little bit better the second show at the Arizona Open.
Coming up next, see how Melissa Walker prepared for 2 shows, and later, we will meet Eddie Loper. Win a trip for 2 to Arizona. Watch the show live with all access passes, airfare, and stay at the brand new Sheraton Wrigley View West Hotel. For your chance to win, go to angles.tv.
Politics. What does that entail? When I hear the word politics, that basically is saying that I'm dishonest. Kind of Ronald Reagan said, the buck stops here. Guess what, folks? As a chairman of Arizona, the buck stops here. So when I hear the word politics, I take great offense to that. That's basically calling me a liar and a cheat. And it does offend me. And what I need to do on my side is, the perception out there, is take care of every perception possible that people could think that are political.
Well, preparation, obviously, working out with Joe, putting on weight, eating the right foods, eating a lot of foods, and eating a lot throughout the day was a challenge for me, because I think it's just as challenging to lose weight as it is to gain weight, and when you're not hungry, forcing yourself to eat. is pretty tough. So just forcing myself to eat, staying on track, trusting the process, having, putting faith in a trainer that, you think is going to get you there, but you're not quite sure.
Face the front. Walk to the green line.
When I first was out there, I have to say that it was probably the most nerve-wracking experience of my life. I was shaking, trembling. I felt like, everything that I'd worked for in posing practice I wasn't doing because I was just trying not to fall in my heels, and I walk in heels a lot, so I'm pretty confident in that. But when you get out there and realize that there's so many eyes on you, it was a little nervous for me. So I did what I could. I did my best. I tried just a lot of positive self-talk that I can get through this.
And face front.
Right away. Get into it.
And your 5th place goes to number 109, Aubrey Zubron.
Apparently, the judges didn't think I did as bad as I did.
7, Melissa Walker. Good job, Melissa.
I think I'm my own worst critic because I ended up placing 4th. I was shocked. I think for my very first show, I was very shocked that I'd placed. Even though I know I'd worked hard, I think it's hard not to compare yourself to other women and girls that are out there, especially if you're competing against 20-year-olds and me being 39 and the oldest of our group, and in our height class it gets tough, and you really have to work with your mind and work with yourself and talk yourself through competing through adversity, I guess. Definitely exciting from coming off the Terminator and taking 4th place in both classes. I knew that it was going to be more challenging. I knew there were going to, the competition was going to be tougher. I knew I had to step up my game. In the process of all that and going on, I needed to find a new suit. So I had a new suit made. I kind of branched out, did something, outside of what I did at the Terminator, chose a different color, chose a different, style of suit. So I was really taking a risk with that, but was excited about it. I felt very confident in it. I'm a single mom too, so trying to juggle, a full-time job, being a single mom, and fitting all this in with working out and the shows can be challenging, but you push through it. I don't think my nerves hit until the theater started filling up and I was out to go watch other competitors and realized just how many people were in the auditorium. So that's when I kind of got a little freaked out and decided to just go backstage and stay backstage, and
It's time for the biggest show of the year, the Arizona Open. See how Eddie and Melissa perform next.
Hi, I'm Eddie Loper. I'm 28 years old. I'm a competitive bodybuilder, and I'm from Phoenix, Arizona. I got into bodybuilding, I was a football player when I was younger. Found out I like lifting weights more, I like playing football. My dad was also a bodybuilder. With bodybuilding, I think to be a great bodybuilder, I think you have to have a special kind of mind, special mentality. It's hard. It's not, sometimes you're eating and you're tired and you still got to go bang out a workout, and lift heavy weight, So it takes a special kind of mind to do that, and I think a lot of people don't have it. It's different when you're, 170-pound bodybuilder and then you're 260 pounds, you know what I mean? You got to eat a lot more. You're pretty much broke unless you got sponsors or you got a really good job.
I've never had a trainer or nutritionist or anything. I do everything myself. I've been a personal trainer. I take advice from older bodybuilders that I've seen that obviously have some experience or have done some things in the sport, and I kind of just take all the advice that I get and put it together. But when I was younger, I mostly read magazines, read books,
Up front.
Okay, basically when I got there, I just like basically look around and see who's there. There's a couple guys from my gym or a couple guys that I heard about that were in my weight class. So I'm seeing how they look and everything. They ended up not being in my weight class. I ended up competing against 8 people. I didn't even know who they were. Well, yeah, it was kind of the unknown because I was still worried about these other guys, but not as much because I've seen them train. I've seen them, talk to them. But then this was like, who are these other 8 guys? Like, I didn't even got to take a look at them yet.
And relax. Front lat spread.
The first time I was going on stage for prejudging, I was kind of off time, and I saw the other guys pumping up, and I didn't have anyone helping me, so I like ran over there and started doing push-ups and stuff, and I like barely even got to pump up before I went on stage. I was basically on stage, on side of the stage, pumping up before I went out.
Side right to 10 to your side.
Well, they have the mandatory poses that you do. They'll start off with front double bicep. Then they'll do a front lat spread, a side chest pose, a rear double bicep, a rear lat spread, and then a side tricep, front ab and thigh, and then you'll do your choice of a most muscular pose. And basically what the judges are doing is from every angle, they're seeing the development of all the muscles, the vascularity, the conditioning of the muscles, the development, and basically the winner is a person that wins most of those shots. So there's 7 or 8 shots that you do. Whoever fits that criteria for more of those poses is the winner. I heard that they're changing it, but how they used to have it is they'll put the first place person in the middle, they'll put the second place person on the right, the third place person on the left, fourth place all the way to the right, and then fifth place all the way to the left. But I heard they're changing that now so that the audience, other competitors are not guessing what place everyone is in.
Up next on Angles, Melissa Walker and Eddie Loper face the judge's decision.
Like I talked about 19 years ago, what can we do that makes the shows different? What can we do that really brings that wow factor? One of the things I looked at is the auditorium. Kind of a no-brainer. I don't want to use a high school. I don't want to use an old auditorium unless it's an historic building, which is amazing, like the Fox Theater in Tucson. And we've been lately up here in the valley using Mesa Art Center. It is gorgeous. It's less than 10 years old. It's state-of-the-art. You walk in, it has that wow factor. It's like, holy cow. And I hear people say, this theater is too nice for these shows, these physique shows. My reply is, no, it's not.
You know what? You always see people handle stress in different ways. Whether it be, they're working out, pumping iron, running around, kind of looking disheveled, getting in their own zone, getting into, what's important to them, listening to music. So you definitely see different things, happen backstage. I try and just tune it all out because I can't. The worst thing for me is to focus on what other people are doing and not focusing on what I can do myself, because I am in this competition and I want to do my best. So I really try and just tune everything out and stay focused and centered with what I have going on and what I need to do.
Next up, number 195, Melissa Walker. She is 39, out of Phoenix, into medical sales, works out at PT by Joe, loves hanging out with her son, cooking, and traveling.
right when you're about to walk out on stage is when the nerves, at least for me, the nerves hit. And then as soon as I get out on stage, I just, you know what, my attention and focus goes straight to the judges. And I just kind of have, you know, a visual in my mind of those are the only people I can see, those are the only people that I worry about. I got first call-outs the first night, so I was part of the top 7 in my age group, so the junior masters, and I did not get called out for the height group. I kind of was questioning why I didn't get called out, but once again, you just kind of have to revert back to this is very subjective. And you know, the competition, there are girls out there that are beautiful and they've got great bodies and they're working just as hard as I am. So understanding and realizing that it's subjective when it comes to the judging, and I can't take it too personally. I was excited about, you know, getting top 7 for my age on Friday night, and excited to go into Saturday hoping that I was going to get top 5.
Green line, please. Return to the green line. All right, what do you think? Big round of applause for our women's bikini junior masters class. Great job, ladies. Thank you.
That's another tough class.
But in the end, I just remained in the top 7, so I didn't get called out for top 5, which just gives me some inspiration to keep working harder for the next show. Advice: be dedicated. Make sure you want it. Make sure that it's going to be a passion, that you're doing it for the right reasons and you're doing it for yourself. You can't do it for other people. You have to. The drive's got to come from within you, because, you know, trainers can't turn on that internal drive. It's got to come from within you. And if you have it, then I say go for it and follow your dreams.
Hello to Eddie Loper.
I felt really good doing my routine. I wish it could have been a little bit longer. I kind of freestyled it. I didn't make it up before I went on stage. I just had the music and I walked out there and just started posing. So at a certain point I went kind of blank and I was like, okay, I think it's over. And I just kind of waved and walked off the stage. But I'm pretty sure next time I'll plan it, because I'm pretty sure a lot of more people want to see me up there a little bit longer. I mean, I left a couple poses out that I would like to throw in there, but for freestyling I did totally awesome.
I'm feeling pretty confident, and you're excited because, you know, yeah, the competition, you know, that night you're going to be able to eat and drink water, so you feel awesome. I mean, I felt good because after prejudging, everyone was telling me I was going to win, so.
In the hallway back there where all the athletes are, they post the papers on the wall that tells you what you place. So then, you know, it doesn't tell you what you place, they tell you if you're in the top 5. And then basically those top 5 people, they line up, they all get trophies, and then
To number 87, Bobby Lugervorst. Your winner, number 88, Eddie Loper.
if you won your weight class, you know you're coming back out for the overall. So
Eddie wins his class, and now it's time to compete for the overall. Find out what happens next. Win a trip for 2 to Arizona. Watch the show live with all access passes, airfare, and stay at the brand new Sheraton Wrigley View West Hotel. For your chance to win, go to angles.tv.
As soon as I came off stage, I had a bunch of people telling me, hey, you're about to go back on. Hey
guys, let's spread out so you don't have to put each other's elbows.
Yeah, pretty intense. The judges can keep you there posing as long as they want. You know, it was abnormally long, the one for the Arizona. It's hard to breathe. It's hot up there with all the lights. You're sweating. You just want to get off the stage.
Can I have 85 and 88 switch positions, please?
During the pose-off, it was very hard. You're already tired, like there's no water in your body. You're trying to like show the best poses you can to convince the judges that you're the best bodybuilder out there. So this guy, you know, the guy who thinks he looks as good as you, you think you look as good as him, you guys are like doing all the same poses, trying to show the judge, compare each other to the judges to show them who's the best.
You're flexing for your life.
These guys have worked hard. You ready? Here we go. Our men's overall winner tonight goes to number 88, Eddie Loper.
Yeah, it was very unexpected. I mean, I thought I would do very good, but didn't expect an over on my second competition. But I think I just always had the kind of intensity, you know, for things that I'm good at. And I mean, I just always loved bodybuilding. So if you have the intensity and you want to do it, you're going to do it.
On the next Angles Health and Fitness TV, you will meet physique competitor Steve Fiore and bikini competitor Sophia Lowe.